Great. The committee on parole is back in session. Time is 1:01 p.m. Our next remote location is Riverbed Detention Center. With Ms. Martin, please introduce yourself.
Tamika Martin.
Glad to see you, Ms. Martin.
Thank you.
Anything you want to tell us about him, Miss Martin?
I don't even know him. I'm not gonna tell it to you.
I'm off. Listen.
Can you find out anything about how he's been doing for us?
Yes, ma'am.
I thank you.
Lieutenant Sean Lee is on.
Okay. Would the offender please give us your full name and your Department of Corrections ID?
Carl Paul, 477-511.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. My name is Alvin Roche. To my left is Mrs. Pearl White, and to my right is Mr. Pete Freeman.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And we're going to conduct a parole interview with you. Let me explain the process. Our recent information in the record will verify that information. Then we'll give you a chance before we vote, make a brief statement on your behalf. Before that, we have Mr. Troy Willis of the Community Avengers, your mentor, and he would like to make a statement. We have your mother, Ms. Dana Paul, and she would like to make a brief statement. And we also have Derek Paul, your nephew, who's on Zoom and would just like to listen in and offer his support. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
That's what we hear from them. We'll give you a chance to make a brief statement. Okay, Mr. Paul, you're currently, what, 37 years old?
I'll be 37 September 22nd.
September 22nd, okay? You are a fourth felony offender. Your offenses are in Orleans Parish, contraband into a penal institution. You were sentenced on May 14th, 2019, and received a 5-year sentence. The next offense is contraband into a penal institution. You were billed as an habitual offender, sentenced on the same date, May 14, 2019, and you received a 15-year sentence. Another contraband, you were sentenced on the same date and received a 10-year sentence. All those sentences are running concurrently, and you received 855 days jail credit on each count. On the same date, you were billed as an habitual offender for possession with the intent to distribute tramadol and received a 15-year sentence. On the same date, May 14, 2019, distribution of controlled drug substance, 10-year sentence. Same date, distribution of meth, 10-year sentence, and false representation of controlled substance, and you received a 5-year sentence. Again, all those sentences are running concurrent to the contraband charges, and you have a total sentence of 15 years. Is all that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your parole date was April 10th, 2022. You're not eligible for good time, and your full term date is July 10th, 20 33. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your case has been assigned to Mrs. Wise. Would you please answer Mrs. Wise's question?
Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Wise?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good, good. I'll call out for the record how long you've been in jail on this 15-year sentence.
Can you repeat? I couldn't hear you, Ms. Wise.
Call out for the record how long you served on this 15-year sentence. How long you been in jail?
5 years and 2 months, 2 months and
About
10 days.
In 2 months, okay. And as a fourth offender, how much of your life would you say you spent in jail? Just guess. I mean, you know,
I say about 14 years, I want to say.
14 of your
14 between that.
almost half your life.
Yes, ma'am.
Almost half your life. Okay. All right. With all these drug charges, are you a drug user, drug dealer?
Yeah, I was a drug user. I'm currently sober. Well, I was a drug user before I come to jail.
Okay.
Marijuana and prescription drugs.
Okay. So what was the other stuff you had? All the
Yeah.
and all those.
And those drugs too, pills. It was all different type of pills. That's the drugs I was addicted to, man.
Oh, okay, okay. What age did all this start?
14, I want to say 15. I was in high school.
What you,
I
Go ahead.
started smoking marijuana first, and then I started on the other drugs down the line.
okay. How much education do you have?
Education, I stopped in 8.5.
You stopped school in the 8th grade?
And then it was half 8, half, that was 9th grade. It moved to
Okay, 8.5. Okay, I got you. What, have you had an opportunity to get your GED or high set? Have you tried?
Yeah, I tried, but this jail here, like, it's hard. I've been on a waiting list for all the programs, the school, everything I'm trying to do. I'm on a list, waiting list.
So you got 15 years. They try to get the ones with the shorter time first.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's what they do. And so I've been writing all the other jails to get moved and transfer. I wrote Hunts to get in their school. I wrote the teacher at Hunts because I know him. I was once there and was in the class, in the GED class, but I had got released. So I wrote them, but they told me I had to talk to the warden. When I tried to talk to the warden, they never wrote me back. I have all the copies of that. I wrote different jails about getting into rehabilitation programs. I wrote Bossier, the jail in Mending.
That was one of my questions I had. Have you written to try to get in state hall? Have you tried to get in state?
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry for cutting y'all, man. But I even had my family members call. My mom called, and Bossier said that I wasn't eligible. They said that I had too much time. I wrote them also, but I had my mom call also up there, and they told her that I wasn't eligible.
Okay. All right. All you can do is what you can do. That's all you can do is what you can do. So what do you do every day at the prison?
Reading, watch TV. For the most part, try to stay out the way for the frustrations that goes on of a life lived incarcerated, live a healthier lifestyle, and live my life in the honest, upstanding fashion.
Okay, good. That's good to hear. Sound like you don't rehearse that one a minute or two.
I read a lot of self-help books too, though. I have that they used to let us get books, so I have a lot of books that I have ordered. So I do a lot of reading. That's what I do with my time.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I am really, really glad to hear that. What about your write-ups? Have you had any write-ups?
No.
No, I know.
What the lady was trying to tell you that I'm on another unit right now. I'm on unit 2, but she gonna go over there and talk with the people that I'm the unit that I'm on, phase 1, and they'll be able to let you out and have no any write-ups.
So what is it about unit 2? What is it offer?
No, it's unit 2 is just another unit, and I come over here. This what they come over here for the screen, I guess, for the Zoom court and parole. That's what they walk me over here to come over here and get, for the parole hearing.
Okay. So You've been in jail for about 5 years now, since what, since 2018, how long you been in? March 16th, 18?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what changed? Before that, cause you got all the contrabands and stuff coming in, what changed? What changed in your head? Do you remember?
Yeah, I finally realized that my way of thinking is what have me in the situation that I'm in right now. And I think different, don't do the things I used to do.
I mean, I'm just asking that, was there a book you read, anything that turned the light on, do you recall? What changed?
I'm tired of doing time, man. Honestly,
Okay.
I'm just tired of it. Like, and if I keep on doing the same things, then I'm gonna stay in the same situation. So
That's true.
when I took this time, like, and I knew, talk with my lawyer, I knew I had a parole date, and I was focused on this, like changing my life and living a healthier lifestyle, and just not doing the same things I did before. So
Okay.
every day I wake up and take it a day at a time, pray to God, and give me the strength, and just not just fall back into relapsing the things that I used to do. So
When I look at your supervision history, you got a poor supervision history. You were revoked in 05, you revoked in 04, 08. You got released in 16, and got revoked in 18. You know, getting out, getting right on back in, getting out, getting back in. So what would be different this time? What if you're successful today, what are your release plans? Where would you live and how would you support yourself?
well, I would be living with my mother, and I have all different type of family members that's offering jobs and that they can get me on. I've been on this job view second chance thing that we have on the kiosk in there, and I've been
Okay.
looking up for jobs in my area. But
Okay.
Well, so I will be working soon as I get out there, because I have family members, like I said, they'll get me on with the job, and I'll be staying with my mother.
Okay. And now what about your sobriety plan? How would you stay clean and sober?
Staying away from drugs and staying away from people, places, things, not going into areas around drugs, and just trying to do right, taking it a day at a time.
What about AA, NA, or anything like that?
Well, Troy have the program. Well, I talk with him weekly on sessions, and he helped me, to motivate me not to go back to what I used to be doing. So I was gonna go to the program in urine tests weekly and job training, GEDs. He have all different types of
We're
things.
gonna hear from Troy in a minute. We're gonna hear from Troy. He's here today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll wait, let him hear about that. Well, then that's all I have. So sit back and listen. Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome.
Of course, I
Mr. Paul,
Yes, sir.
tell me what the contraband consisted of when you were arrested and convicted of maybe 4 or 5 counts of contraband at the New Orleans Justice Center.
I never saw the contraband, be honest with you, because they never, if you can have the report, it never got contraband off me. It was people saying that the contraband was for me, but it was synthetic marijuana, it was a cell phone, and I think that's it.
Cigarettes,
Pills.
cigarettes,
Oh,
cigarettes,
yes, sir, and cigarettes.
and pills.
And I never saw it though, and I never go to trial, so I never just saw the contraband. But that's what they had me charged with. It was cigarettes, synthetic marijuana, and cell phones.
Okay,
Pills, okay, and pills.
and tell me, how did you get convicted and you didn't know anything about it?
Well, I didn't have a lawyer. I just took the time. I was fearful. Took the time. My best interest.
Were you convicted by a jury or judge, or did you plead guilty?
I pleaded guilty.
So you pleaded guilty, so that you didn't have anything to do with
It wasn't in my, it wasn't in my possession.
15 seconds.
It wasn't in my possession.
You're not asking if it was in your possession. Did you know about it? Did you know it was coming at jail?
Yes, yes, I did.
At this time, is there any no questions? Okay.
Let me. Okay, and be honest now, Mr. Paul, because I mean, you know, you did know it was coming in. Were you gonna get any of the profits off of it?
Yes, sir, I was. I was involved. It was me and a few other guys that were charged. If you can see, it was like 2, 3 other guys were charged with it. So yes, I
That's
did.
what I want to hear from you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
At this time, we want to hear from your mother, Ms. Dana Paul. Would you open your mic, please? Ms. Paul,
Hey, hello.
how you doing this afternoon?
I'm okay, good as I can get, thank God.
Okay, Ms. Paul, would you
Yes.
would you please give us your statement?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Would you please give us your statement?
Okay, far as it go with my son, you know, he was working, he was doing pretty good he was working at Bourbon House for 2 years. Like good with family and you know, taking little odd jobs, this, that, and the other. But I had what I was trying to do, I had called because they were supposed to get him in some kind of program there, I guess. And when I called and whoever the lady was I spoke with, she told me that Carl wasn't eligible. But I'm like, if he get parole and whether he get out, I'm sure he's gonna, you know, do good. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he had enough time to get his mind right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, sir, and he's gonna be staying with me if he get out.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Would Mr. Troy Willis open your mic and give us your statement?
How y'all doing this morning or this afternoon?
Hey, Mr. Willis, how are you?
I'm doing fine. So I am a mentor with the Community of Avengers. I'm also the founder and the CEO of that organization. I grew up in the city of New Orleans, and I work with a lot of at-risk youth and young adults coming from system involvement. Mr. Carl Paul has been a part of us since May of 2020. The requirements that we place upon him in conjunction with the system provided efforts. We try to provide mentorship, reinforcement, mindset changes, mature development, and then opportunity upon release. 3 distinct things that we found from Mr. Paul upon his time, that he has had issues with drugs since the age of 13 years old. Combined with his drug addiction and his community issues that he have in and out of prison, there was always a lack of supervision, a lack of positive influence, and a lack of overall mature guidance, what we've seen. So what we tried to do with Mr. Paul, we assigned him to weekly mentorship, and we have a 5-stage recovery program that we did, and unfortunately we can only do it over the phone. I also have written letters and tried to recommend that Mr. Paul be into a drug program because it just was never offered to him. So during our 5-stage program, we put them into a pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and then a maintenance stage. Mr. Paul, he has been one of my most committed. He has not missed a phone call. He has not completed a task that was assigned to him for rehabilitation. And he even though there was reluctancy in the beginning for his acknowledgement that he had a drug problem, that's part of that recontemplation stage. We had to identify the problem. He, all the way up until the action stage, we recognized that he did make significant changes within his lifestyle. Within prison, what I have noticed, his communication with individuals that may have drug habits or drug connection, he's managed to stay away from them. He's had 0 write-ups from the time that he has been placed into incarceration to now. His work ethic to perform tasks assigned to him is in some of these tasks is I assign like this. Job opportunity seeking. I asked him to perform job opportunity seeking where he would get employers to sign letters of intent where they will hire him upon release from prison. He's got 3 of those back to me from the Winning Team organization as a delivery driver. He's offered for mentorship and development through Ladder Consulting Agency, and then from Lifted Care's organization, the Feed the Hungry organization. He's also got one from Ms. Wadriga Johnson as well. So he's very task oriented. The development that he needs now, he's not gonna get from Riverbed Correctional Facility. He needs that mentorship, he needs that guidance, and he needs that environment that's conducive to opportunities that's going to make him successful back into society. Any
Thank you,
questions
Mr.
of me?
No,
What is your program called again, sir?
We are the Community Avengers. Our program is just the, we have 3 different programs. We have our at-risk youth and development. You can find us on communityavengers.com. We have our young adult mentorship and rehabilitation for previously incarcerated individuals. And we have our business mentorship for people who have been system involved and who would like to be entrepreneurs.
Okay, thank you, sir.
and Mr. Woods, thank you for your service to our country.
Yeah, I apologize for being in uniform. This is our annual training week. We're getting ready for some upcoming deployments, but I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Paul,
Yes, sir.
would you like to make a closing statement?
Well, I want to thank y'all for having me up for the rehearing, and this time I've been sentenced to, it opened my eyes up to and heart up to what, real family is, loyal friends, and to God. And I'm forever grateful.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Is the panel ready to vote?
Yes. Mr. Paul, the other thing I didn't mention, according to the needs assessment, you are high in substance abuse, but you have a low titer. So I'm just inclined to take a chance on you. My vote is to grant after you complete the long-term treatment program at Steve Hall. I want you to stay on the front row and pay attention.
Yes, ma'am.
Complete that. I want you to follow their recommendation. You don't know anything. When I asked you the question about your sobriety plan, you didn't know nothing.
I don't.
And you've been
took it now.
16 or 14. You don't know nothing. So you need to go there with an attitude. I don't know nothing. I need to learn, because these people know.
Yes, ma'am.
Because your 4th offender, you got 15 years this time. There's no telling. So after you complete that program, you're gonna follow their recommendations. I want PNP to do random drug screens. And I want you to report weekly for the first 4 weeks. And I want you to cooperate with the Avengers program. Cooperate and volunteer with that program.
Yes, ma'am.
At least 6 hours a month. If they need somebody to fill the water cooler, that's what you're there for. If
Yes.
somebody's Oh, anything, that's what you there for.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just one vote, and I'm taking a chance on you now.
Thank you.
Don't let yourself down. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Mr. Freeman.
Okay, I'm inclined to agree with my colleague, Ms. Wise. I think you need to complete the Steve Hall program and follow any recommendations of that program, along with continued involvement with the community of Avenger.
Mr. Paul.
Yes, sir.
I enjoyed your interview. I really did. I think you've come a long way.
Thank you.
And I'm going to agree with my colleagues, and I'm going to vote to grant the release upon completion of the 9-month Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program.
Thank you.
After you complete that program, you'll have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You must follow all recommendations of the Steve Hall program. You must attend at least 3 NAAA meetings a week, random drug screen, and you will do 6 hours of community service with Avengers, community Avengers. That is our decision. Good luck. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Wise, can I ask you a question?
Huh?
Last time they were supposed to ship me into the Steve Harvey program, but when we had problems with it, like I was trying to talk to the warden about it, and
Last time, it was a recommendation. It was a recommendation last time.
okay,
But this is more than a recommendation now. We're ordered.
We are.
That's
okay,
by that way. Because, you're right. Yeah.
thank you, man.
Welcome.
It was a recommendation last time, Mr. Paul. It is a directive of this board, and you will be set.
Thank you.
We're going to stand adjourned for the day. It is now 1:28 p.m. Everybody have a good day.
Y'all have a good day.
I really enjoyed that hearing too. You know, it was interesting. He had done something which normally they just won't have any forgiveness or lenience for, but he was just completely honest with them, and that was getting involved in trying to smuggle narcotics into jail. Now, this organization, Community Avengers, is one that I really would like have a good warm feeling about. He spoke so well. There was no hibby-jibby. There was no, 10 minutes about how Jesus is now in his life. It was just all stating the facts down to the point, laying out what he's done. Not a wasted word. This man, he flies Blackhawks. He's a cool dude. And then he has this program, a native New Orleans raised in multiple housing developments. He understands at-risk youth, low-income families, and inner community. He served 20 years in the U.S. Army as a Black Hawk pilot. How cool is that? Then they have the spiritual advisor, the pastor, another pastor, mentor, and then Jessica Frillo. Experienced, trustworthy, fun. These are just a few ways that coworkers describe the invaluable member of our team. Jessica is truly a joy to be around and makes it a pleasure to come to work every single day. I like that description. It's like they're not taking themselves too seriously. And, they seem to look at this programs. This is cool. This really is so cool. Making a difference, feeding the hungry. I like that they added it as a condition that he needs to work with like community service. Upcoming events. Youth re-entry program, sorry. Community, it's just really cool. Donate. Community Avengers at Outlook.com. Donate with PayPal. I want to make a donation. I'm not going to do it now, but I think I will do something. When you see a program that just gives you a warm feeling, how can you not? Not how can you not donate? I know we're all, I mean, how can you not feel good about it is what I mean. Earn $15 an hour problem solving. That's interesting. Look at that. I wonder who supports this program. But really cool to see it. And I was impressed and drawn in by listening to him talk about it. Troy Willis Sr. But it was a refreshing hearing. And again, it's just, we've seen multiple hearings today, and there's some people that just throw their hands up in the air and blame everyone else. And there's others that seem to take the initiative and try to take control and do everything they can. And with the right backing and support, they can make a difference, or they can get out and stay out. Felt like I needed this. Maybe you did too. And please do the YouTube thing. It really helps with that. I'll let you go.